Chapter 1, what is life? At the moment of seeing what is visible, life is seeing. At the moment of hearing sound, life is hearing. At the moment of smelling odour, life is smelling. At the moment of tasting flavour, life is tasting. At the moment of experiencing tangible objects through the body sense, life is tactile consciousness. At the moment of thinking, life is thinking. We find our experiences most important, but we forget that each moment of experience is extremely brief. It arises because of its proper conditions, and then it falls away immediately. We cling to all objects that are experienced through eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body sense, and mind, through these 6 doorways. We cling to them and take them for things that exist, that belong to us. Throughout our discussions, we were reminded that realities that appear are impermanent and non-self, anatta. There is no self or person that coordinates all the different experiences through the senses. When seeing arises, it sees visible object, and it is not a self or person who sees. Hearing is, again, another experience, and it is not a self or person who hears. Each moment of experience is actually a moment of consciousness. In Pali, citta. Before hearing the Buddha's teachings, we only paid attention to the outward world around us, to all the objects that presented themselves. We did not realise that nothing could appear if there were no citta that experiences objects. There are many different types of cittas, and only one citta arises at a time, experiencing one object. Each citta is succeeded by a next one, from moment to moment, from life to life. It seems that we see people and things, but seeing only sees visible object that impinges on the eye sense. Persons or things cannot impinge on the eye sense. Very soon after seeing has fallen away, we think of persons and things, and this shows how fast cittas arise and fall away and succeed one another. The thinking of people and things could not occur if there were no seeing. But seeing and thinking do not occur at the same time. The fact that there is not one type of consciousness that stays, but many different types of cittas succeeding one another, helps us to see that there is no self who could direct or manipulate realities. They all arise because of their own conditions, and they fall away immediately. Achan repeated very often, there is no one. Actually, one line that I liked that caught my eye was that, we don't own the what we see, what we experience, we don't own.
Yes.
Those things because there's no self.
That's right.
But that's how we get attached to things, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. That is why people always have more suffering because of misunderstanding of the reality. Like seeing, we cannot control. No one can manipulate the hearing. Many people wish to get good friend, the honest one, but most of the time they meet the fake friend. If something belong to us, we can manage everything. We can manage all bad voice or bad speech. Don't come to me. But actually, we cannot avoid. bad voice or bad speech from others' mouth can be avoided. Yes. It arises when there is a proper condition. Yes. Even we don't like, but it's happen. Yeah.
And we often hear it when we're on public transport in Melbourne.
Yes.
Someone yelling or swearing.
Yeah. It is very simple. It's about our seeing, hearing, but people never think of that. They just think in a whole thing. People never focus on seeing or hearing or smelling. It is the source of having stress or depression.
Yeah. Well, we often think we're thinking about the same thing for a long time.
That's right.
Something bad happens and we think, oh, I've been thinking about that terrible thing all day, but we haven't.
Yeah, like when we hold one thing for a long time, we feel pain in our hand, our arm. But it is not so heavy. But the thing is, we hold it for a long time.
Yes, I like that analogy.
Yes, if we still hold it for half hour to 1 hour, at last we cannot stand.
Yes.
Yes.
We can't stand it. Yes.
That's right. Everything that people think, oh, it is very big problem. It is very big problem. I cannot stand. I cannot live anymore. If I still try to live, I will die soon. So I would finish my life before the big problem fall on me.
Yeah.
But actually, there is no big problem in this world. It's just the moment of seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching. And it is very small part of seeing, hearing, and then falls away, and then falls away. But the thing is, we hold it. We hold it for full day or weeks or even months. Yes. So this is very, very effective way. Very simple thing. Some people think, why don't you sit to concentrate to make the mind calm? But I always tell people that you live with your life through the 6 doorways: eyes, ears, nose, tongues, body, sense, and mind. Yes, it is good if you have time to concentrate on your mind. You have to sit in the quiet place to contemplate on your breathing in, breathing out, to make your mind calm down, to make your mind calm. Yes, it's effective at the moment, but actually you don't live with that moment for a very long time.
Yes.
Most part of the day, you live with your eyes, your ears, not in the quiet place.
Yes.
You have to go to work. You have to,
that's right,
to have communication with people, with your family. So most of the time, not that place.
Yes, it's not practical.
That's right. If for those who don't have to work or like a monk's life, living in the forest, yeah, they have to do that because they know they don't need to do anything with the publics. But now you are on the stage. How can you meditate? How can you focus on breathing in and breathing out? You have to use your ears to listen to the audience. Yes. It is the real teaching of the Buddha. Yes. The Buddha had different kinds of teaching. It depends on how people live too. For those who live in the quiet place or in the forest, yes, they have to meditate. If they don't meditate, it also make their mind fly. When they are alone, it doesn't mean that they are alone. when they isolate themselves, it doesn't mean that they are alone. The mind fly. That is why meditation or concentration is good for them. To concentrate or to not allow the mind to think many things, just focus on one thing, because they don't need to do anything without staying alone at that time. But now people are more busier and busier with life. Even the monk, no monk is living in the forest anymore.
Would you like to live in a forest?
Yeah, when I was young, I would like to live, but never happened.
Right.
Because there is no free forest now.
They're all too populated.
That's right. The forest that Buddhas allow the monk to stay is the forest that not too far from the village, from people's house. It's not too far because the monk need to go for alms, for food in the morning.
Yeah.
But the forest not far from the village have their owner. Yes, the landlord.
Right.
Yeah, so if the monk would like to stay in the jungle, they cannot come for armed food for.
Right.
Yes, so it's impossible. Yes. So if we understand the reality in the house or in the forest, is not different. Because even we stay in the forest or in the jungle, we still live with eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body sense and thinking. And some Sutta Buddha said, wherever that the wise people lived, it is a very beautiful place. Yes. The fool always blame something. Oh, I'm angry because of this. I am not happy because of that.
Yes.
It is not the way the wise men do.
Yeah. It's not outside. It's not external.
That's right.
External.
So every moment of our life is not ourselves. It is the elements that arises because of their condition.
And that is a very difficult thing for us to grasp.
Yes.
To understand.
Because we never think of it. And one more thing, we have never been taught about that.
Yes.
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are taught to know the whole thing, not separated thing, since we were born.
Yes. Yeah.
And we are told to know this is person, this is animal, this is everything. Yeah, we live with that. Without knowing that, we also hard to live. But the more after we know the whole thing, and then our attachment cling with that.
Yeah.
Yes, it is mine, it is I. And when people say something bad of us, oh, they are talking bad about me, But actually, the voice that come out from their mouth is just the sound, the voice that arise because of their akusala citta, unwholesome citta. Yeah, and then falls away. The one who speak also cannot hold it in the mouth. After talking, it's gone. After talking, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even the one who is speaking cannot hold it. It's gone. Yes, like in social media, people have argument with each other only by texting.
Yes.
Yes, they write something, they post something and write something, and then they argue by writing.
Yeah. but they don't know each other.
That's right. Some people don't use the real face.
Yeah. Or we never see their face.
That's right.
And so we have a concept of a person.
Yes.
our own concept. And then if we see a photo of them, it might be very different to what we had imagined.
That's right. We don't know that kind of person clearly.
Yeah.
Yes. And people just guess, oh, maybe like this, like that, without understanding the reality. For example, few years ago, yeah, that kind of Facebook still exists now. They use similar name to me, but not really my name.
Right.
But they always post something related with politics and always mock it, a leader of one party that always say something bad of me. And then that the president of that party and the supporter assume that Facebook is me, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And they blame me a lot. Because the owner of that Facebook, every time that they post, they always quote my words to post.
Oh, you can say that the owner of the Facebook page.
Yes, yes.
Or the person behind the Facebook page.
Yes, they use my words and it's something that mock it the president of that party.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
And then thousands of their supporters insulted me.
Oh no! What did you do?
At the first, I also feel disappointed with that. But when I consider again, I see they are having suffer. They are suffer.
They are suffering.
Yeah, they are suffering. It is not me who suffer. They are suffering.
Yeah.
So let it be. I just skip.
but didn't you say that's not me?
People ask me about that. Some of them come here and ask me, is it you?
Right.
And then I said, what do you think? If I say yes, do you believe? And if I say no, do you still believe?
Right.
Because many people think it's me 100%. If I say it is not me, they will think I am doing a excuse.
Making an excuse.
Yeah, making an excuse.
Right.
So let people think. But me is me. Yeah. In the past, you may misunderstood about me, and now you still misunderstand about me.
So you thought they should have known better.
Even they still misunderstanding about me, but me is me. I never changed myself to be something else.
It didn't change anything.
That's right. Yeah. And you know, some people say, oh, how can you handle, because thousands of people who support this party insult a lot. How can you handle it? I give them the example. If you are the moon and there are many people take the dirty thing to throw to you, but you are the moon. So who is suffer? Who is the real sufferer?
Sufferer.
Yeah, sufferer. Who is the real sufferer? It's not the moon.
No.
Themselves. Because the moon is about.
Yeah.
And then dirty thing will drop down on them. But if you reply something, if you against something or argue with that kind of person, it's the same thing as you drop yourself down.
Right. Oh, you lower yourself.
Yeah, lower yourself.
Yes.
And you will get dirty too.
Right.
If you are still the moon, you are okay.